Shanti. Today we will listen to the Murli dated 6th October 2020. Sweet Baba says, sweet children, just as the Father gives happiness for your future 21 births, so you have to become the Father's helpers in the same way. Become ones with loving intellects. Never think of causing sorrow for anyone. The question today is, what is the task of you children who are Roop and Basant? So Roop and Basant were two brothers who were on exile, and because they belonged to the family of princes and princesses, so they were recognized by their deeds. Although they were on exile and in ordinary clothes, still they were recognized to be members of the royal family by how they conducted themselves. So Baba is referring to that story and calling us Roop and Basant because we are also now souls who have traveled this journey, and now we are in our ordinary form. But then Baba says, what is the task of you children who are Roop and Basant? And secondly, what teachings have you received from the Father? So Baba says, the task of you Roop Basant children is to let jewels of knowledge constantly emerge from your lips. So you also conduct yourself in a manner that people recognize that these are deity souls. So jewels of knowledge constantly emerge from your lips. Stones should never emerge from your lips. The Father's teachings for all the children are, first, do not trouble in one another. Never become angry. That is the work of devilish human beings. Second, never let your mind think of causing sorrow for anyone. And third, tolerate everything. Praise and defamation, respect and disrespect. If anyone says anything, just remain silent. Do not take the law into your own hands. So there are some children who perform bad actions, and there are some children who do not perform bad actions. That is, they do not speak rudely to anybody, or they do not themselves think ill of anybody. But if somebody does that to them, then they react. And when you don't have power of tolerance, then you react. And in reaction, you perform bad karma. So, and according to the law of karma, whether you perform a bad karma in your own right or by reacting to somebody's bad karma, your register gets spoiled. So Baba says, even if you face defamation or praise or disrespect or any rude behavior, just tolerate it and do not react. Do not take the law in your own hands, because then it will spoil your register. Song, you are the ocean of love, we thirst for one drop. Om Shanti. There is knowledge and ignorance. You children now have knowledge. Whom do devotees praise, and whose praise do you children sitting here listen to? So there is a difference, because although they also praise Shiv Baba, we also praise Shiv Baba, but they do not have the Father's full introduction while we have. So there is the difference of day and night. They simply continue to sing praise, They don't have as much love for him because they have no recognition of him. The Father has given you his introduction, that he is the ocean of love and that he is making you into oceans of love. So people think that God is the ocean of punishment or judgment, and that is why they do not remember God with love but with fear. And that is why they become an embodiment of fear and not an embodiment of love. Now that we have Baba's full introduction, that Baba is the ocean of knowledge, so we always remember Baba with, Baba is the ocean of love. So we remember Baba with love, and in doing so, we also become the master ocean of love. The Father, the ocean of love, is loved so much by everyone. There too, everyone has a lot of love for one another. Where? In the golden age. You are learning this here. So, the sanskars that we will have in the golden age are being created here. So, there we will have love for one another. But right now, we are learning how to be loveful. So Baba says, you mustn't oppose anyone, which in other words Baba calls becoming like salt water. There should be no dislike inside you for anyone. Those who dislike others are iron-aged residents of hell. And how do we reach that place within ourselves where there is no opposition or dislike for the other? So Baba tells us how we reach that place. Baba says, you know that all of you are brothers and sisters. So just bring into your awareness your brother or sister that you have by blood, and even if they are different from you, you do not dislike them or oppose them. You just know that they are different from you, and you still experience that sense of belonging and love and care towards them. So Baba says, you know that all of you are brothers and sisters. When you are in the land of peace, you are brothers. So in the soul world, there is no gender. So there is no question of being brothers and sisters. So we are all brothers. When you play your parts on this field of action, you are brothers and sisters, the children of God. God is praised as the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of love. This means He gives everyone happiness. Each of you should ask your own heart, just as the Father is giving happiness for the future 21 births, am I also doing that task? Because the Father's occupation must be the child's occupation also. So Baba is doing that task, am I also doing that task? If someone doesn't become a helper of the Father, if he doesn't love others, but has a non-loving intellect, he is led to destruction. Because you cannot go into the land of love with a non-loving intellect that doesn't love his brothers and sisters. So you have to cultivate that loving intellect. So when you have a loving intellect for Baba, then consequentially you have a loving intellect for your brothers and sisters. So you cannot love the Father and not love his children. So when you love Baba, so when you develop or cultivate a loving intellect for Baba, then you also develop a loving intellect towards your brothers and sisters. And by doing so, you will claim your inheritance in the land of love, which is the Satyug. So Baba says, otherwise, if you have a non-loving intellect, you are led to destruction. It is the work of devils to have non-loving intellects. To call yourselves part of God's community and then cause sorrow for one another is to be devilish. You children mustn't cause sorrow for anyone. You are the children of the Father who is also the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. Therefore, you mustn't even think of causing sorrow for anyone. Just remember whose children you are, and then you will know that it is below you to even think of causing sorrow to anyone. So, Baba says they are part of the devil's community, not part of God's community, because they are body conscious. And now that we are soul conscious, we know that we are all children of God. So then we cannot have devilish traits. They can never stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. So those who have malice in their hearts, those who perform the act of causing sorrow to anyone, cannot have an intellect that can free itself from the pulls of the negative karma that one has performed and turn towards Baba. So, those who perform the karma of causing sorrow to other people, their intellects are pulled by that negative karma and they cannot have remembrance for the ocean of love. Unless you stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance, there cannot be any benefit. You definitely have to remember the Father who gives you your inheritance. Then your sins will be absolved. For half the cycle, you have been making one another unhappy. Those who continue to fight and quarrel and make trouble are considered to be part of the devil's community. Although you are effort makers, for how long will you continue to cause sorrow? So Baba says, although it is accepted that we are not karmatit and we are making effort, but Baba says you have to decide for yourself how long will you keep creating this negative karma. So you have to fix a time until which you have to see yourself getting reformed. So Baba says, how long will you continue to cause sorrow? This is why Baba says, keep your chart. By keeping a chart, you will know whether your register is being reformed or whether there is still the same devilish behavior. Baba always says, never cause sorrow for anyone. Defamation, praise, respect, and disrespect, heat and cold, all have to be tolerated. If someone says anything, remain silent. Let it not be that you say something else to that one, because his register will have a -1 and so will yours have. So don't perform any negative karma even in reaction. When someone makes a person unhappy, the father would explain to him. So Baba says, don't take the law in your hands, report it to the father. You children mustn't say anything to other children. Don't take the law into your own hands. If you have any problems, come to the father. The government too has a law which says no one is allowed to hit anyone. You can complain, but it is the government's duty to follow up the law. You too should come to this government. Don't take the law into your own hands. This is your home. So, in the home, you have parents who will decide how to correct something which is not going right. So, you report it to the parents, to the mother and father, and not try to settle scores with your brothers and sisters on your own. So Baba says, this is why Baba says, hold a court every day. So so Brahma Baba used to hold a court of all his sense organs. So he used to call his eyes and ears and nose and touch and mind for a hearing, and then see which of the sense organs behaved well, were behaved according to the law during the day, and which ones aberred and did something against the godly laws, and then he used to punish those sense organs. Some don't even understand that Shiv Baba is ordering this. Baba has told you, always remember that it is Shiv Baba who is speaking to you, because Shiv Baba can't be seen. So, who can be seen is Brahma Baba. So, Baba says you have to remember, always keep it in your awareness, that it is Shiv Baba who is speaking the Murli. Don't think that Brahma is telling you. By always remembering that it is Shiv Baba who is explaining to you, you will be able to remember him. And also by keeping this in awareness, you will have a natural connection of the intellect with Shiv Baba. So just check for a second whether you are hearing the Murli with the awareness that Shiv Baba is talking to I, the soul, the child of Shiv Baba. So just check. This is also a checking that we need to do from time to time. Now Baba says Shiv Baba has taken this chariot in order to speak knowledge to you. The Father explains to you the way to become Satopradhan. He is incognito, whereas you are visible. Whatever directions you receive, understand that they are Shiv Baba's directions and you will remain safe. So if you think if you remember they are Shiv Baba's directions, then you will remain safe, in the sense you will not try to use your own dictates. And Shiv Baba's directions, the power of those directions will ensure safety for you. You say Baba, Baba to Shiva. You also receive your inheritance from him. Your behavior towards that one must be full of so much regard and royalty. So it is an art to learn how to behave with God. So we had not dreamt in our furthest dreams that Shiv Baba will come and talk to us and adopt us and teach us. But now that that is happening, we have to learn how to conduct ourselves with regard and royalty in front of Shiv Baba. So Baba says, you say, Baba, I will become Lakshmi or Narayan. Then perhaps you become second or third. If not the sun dynasty, then the moon dynasty. So Baba says, at least don't go further, don't fall further down. Don't think it doesn't matter if we become maids or servants. It is not good to become subjects. You have to imbibe divine virtues here. So you must have a high aim when you are studying in God's university, when God himself has adopted you. You must have a high aim and you should try to adopt divine virtues. There mustn't be any devilish behavior. When there isn't faith, they say, we don't believe that Shiv Baba enters this one. When the evil spirit of Maya comes, they talk like this among themselves. So these are the children who do not even know how to treat Shiv Baba with respect and royalty. And then they start talking in such a manner that they incur a karmic debt on themselves. So Baba says those with devilish natures meet and continue to talk among themselves in this way. Only devilish things emerge from their lips. The Father says, you souls are becoming Roop and Basant, so only jewels should emerge from your lips. And jewels carry value. So when you give someone a jewel, they feel valuable. So you don't give somebody words that put them down. So you tell them words, you give them pieces of knowledge which enrich them and uplift them. You don't give them knowledge, or you don't tell them things that put them into doubt or they downgrade them. If stones emerge, it means the intellect is devilish. You children heard the song. Children say that Baba is the ocean of love and the ocean of happiness. This is Shiv Baba's praise. The Father says, consider yourself to be a soul and remember the Father. Many very good children fail in this. They are unable to stay in the stage of soul consciousness. It is only when they become soul conscious that they can claim such a high status. Because only when you are soul conscious can you remember that these are my brothers and sisters, and then you feel that sense of belonging and care and acceptance for the other, and then you refrain from conducting yourself in a devilish manner with them. It is also, Baba says, many children waste a lot of time in useless matters. They don't pay attention to the things of knowledge. It is also remembered that there is no regard for the Ganges that flows by your door. So people from the distance come to visit the Ganges, but those living at the doorstep of the Ganges have little regard for it. So Baba says in Bhakti, people are looking out for me and calling out to me, and here I am, and then you choose to not follow what I say. They don't have that much regard for something that is in their own home. So you see, we have this sanskar from Bhakti. So what do we do in Bhakti? Since they have the pictures and images of Krishna in their own homes, why do they travel so far to Srinath Dware, etc.? There is only a stone lingam in the temple of Shiva. Stones come down from the mountains and are shaped into lingams by being rubbed together. Some stones even have specks of gold. They speak of the Kailash mountains of gold. Gold is found in the mountains, is it not? Therefore, there are some stones with a little gold in them, which then become very beautifully rounded because they come with the water downhill, so they rub against each other and become rounded. Those are sold, and people think they are shivlingams made of gold. They even make special ones of marble. If you ask those on the path of devotion why they wander around so much, they become upset. So Baba says this wandering and always going after what you don't have and disregarding and not having accurate cognizance of the value of what you have is a tendency we get from our wandering in bhakti. So Baba says, and then when you come in Gyan, sometimes you carry those sanskars, and then even when you have God speaking to you and giving you directions, you don't treat him with regard and royalty because you have this sanskar of wandering from bhakti. So Baba says, the Father himself says, you children have wasted a lot of money. Your having to stumble around is also part of the drama. This is a play about knowledge and devotion. So now that you are in knowledge, you should give up the sanskar of devotion of wandering and just stay and remember Baba and earn your inheritance. You children are now being made full of understanding. This knowledge is the path to happiness. You receive the kingdom of heaven through this knowledge. At this time, all kings, queens, and subjects are the masters of hell. When someone dies, people say that he has become a resident of heaven. So they say he left for heavenly abode. That means he was living in hell. So Baba says, you have now understood these matters. You now say, we are sitting with the Father who establishes heaven in order to become residents of heaven. So we are learning from the Father how to be heavenly. So we are learning what divine virtues are, imbibing them, finishing our sins, finishing our old tendencies, and becoming qualified to go and reside in heaven. So Baba says, you receive drops of knowledge. Even if you hear a little of this knowledge, you definitely do go to heaven. The rest depends on your efforts. They believe that by drinking a small urn of Ganges water, they will become pure from impure. They take a small urn of water with them and put a drop of that every day into the water they bathe with. They take a small urn of water with them and put a drop of that every day into the water they bathe with. They believe that to be bathing in the Ganges. They even take some Ganges water abroad with them. So when they go abroad, they carry an urn of Ganges water with them. And they think that that Ganges water will make them pure from impure. So Baba says, I am the purifier. I am the ocean of purity, not the Ganges. And if you keep a drop of knowledge in your intellect, then you will become pure. So basically, considering the Ganges as an ocean of purity is a symbolic representation of having a connection with the ocean of purity in this confluence age. So Baba says all of that is devotion. The father says, children, Maya slaps you very hard. She makes you perform sinful acts. Therefore, hold a court. So hold a court in which you invite your sense organs and your mind, intellect and sanskar and check whether they have performed with discipline during the day or they have acted out of free will. So Baba says it is good to hold a court for yourself. You give yourself the tilak of sovereignty, therefore check yourself. Become Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. The Father gives you Shrimat for what you should do. Imbibe divine virtues. Those who do something receive the reward of it. You have to do something in order to get something, right? If you do what you have done, then you will get what you have always got. So one should understand that Shiv Baba is giving us new consciousness, new attitude, new vision, new ways of thinking, speaking, and acting. And until and unless we imbibe these into our day to day life, then our karma doesn't change and the fruit of karma also doesn't change. So Baba says, those who do something receive the reward for it. You should have goose pimples of happiness. You have found the unlimited Father, and from the Father opens the doorway for you to find everything unlimited. So you should actually have goose pimples by thinking about your fortune. So Baba says, therefore you have to become helpers in his service. Become sticks for the blind. So everybody has two eyes, but they don't have the third eye, which is the eye of wisdom. So you become sticks for the blind. The more you become this, the more you will benefit yourself. Remember Baba again and again. It is not a question of sitting down somewhere for especially conducted meditation. You have to remember him while walking and moving along. So your connection with Baba is not a half an hour or a 1 hour connection. You have to stay in his awareness every second of the day. You can also do service on the trains. You can explain to anyone who the highest on high is. Remember that one. It is from him that you will receive your inheritance. Souls receive the unlimited inheritance from the Father. So there are two fathers. One is the father of the body, who gives the inheritance of the body. The body is made up of 5 elements. So the physical father ensures that you have enough food, water, air, and other things. And the unlimited Father, the Father of the soul, knows that the soul needs knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. So he fills the soul with that. And when a soul is full, then the world becomes full consequentially. So Baba says you are claiming an inheritance from the unlimited Father. So Baba says, So, some souls take birth to kings when they have given many donations and performed much charity. However, it is only for a temporary period, even if it is for one birth. They cannot become kings for all time. Therefore, the father says, here you have guarantee for 21 births. It is at this time that you receive this knowledge. So you should make very good effort. If you don't make effort, it is like putting an axe to your own feet. So then you impair your own growth, or you impair your own possibility of reaching high. Continue to keep your chart, and there will be that concern. So when you keep your chart, then you will be concerned about your growth. So only when you check, you will know that whether you are performing well or not, and then there'll be that attention to perform better. So only when you evaluate, you know where you stand, and then there is a. So if some even write it and wonder what Baba would say when he sees it. So Baba says, and you should not be worried about what Baba would say, because Baba wouldn't say anything. But when you think about Baba, when you think about about the fact that Baba is giving you such a lot of sustenance, and then this is your chart, then there is an urgency in one to improve their chart. So Baba says that there is a lot of difference in their behavior and activity. Those who keep their chart and are concerned about upliftment, then they change their behavior and activity. So the father says, stop being careless. Otherwise, you will have to repent a great deal. At the end, you will definitely have visions of the efforts you made. You will then shed many tears. So you must have seen that students who don't study well, they don't and give and fail in the exams, become very disheartened when they receive their report cards. Now when you don't study, it doesn't matter, but then when you receive a report card, then you become disheartened. So Baba says, similarly, there will be a time when we will receive our spiritual report card, and at that time we will shed tears. So Baba says, now that I'm warning you about the time to come, so pay attention to your chart and do not miss this opportunity, so that we don't have to shed tears at the end. So Baba says, will I receive this inheritance every cycle? At that time, it will dawn upon us that this is what we will receive every cycle. You will then become a maid or servant. Earlier, they used to go into trance and relate that so and so would become a servant or something else. Baba then put a stop to that because they became disheartened by knowing that. At the end, you children will have visions. How could you be punished without being given visions? So nobody receives a punishment without being given a report card. So Baba will also show us each and every karma that we did to deserve that punishment, and only then will we receive punishment. So Baba says, that isn't the law. Many tactics have been given to you, children. So, Baba gives us many tactics every day: how to overcome obstacles, how to ensure progress, how to improve our chart. Today, Baba says, tell your husband that Baba says, children, lust is the greatest enemy, conquer it. Those who conquer Maya conquer the world. Now, should I become a master of heaven or become impure and go to hell because of you? Ask the husband. Explain with a lot of love and humility. Why are you pushing me towards hell? Many children continue to explain to their husbands in this way and eventually bring them here. Then the husband says, this one is my guru. She has shown me a very good path. They come and fall at Baba's feet. Sometimes there is victory and sometimes there is defeat. Therefore, you children should become very, very sweet. Those who do service will be loved the most. God the Father has come to you, children. You have to follow his Srimad. Yes. So when God comes and gives you something, you don't have the option to deny it. Yes. So you have to follow his Srimad. By not following Srimad, you fall when there are storms. There are such ones. Of what use are they? So, if you do not follow Srimad and do not develop enough spiritual muscle, then whenever there is a push of Maya, you fall. So, Baba says, what use are these children who do not have enough spiritual strength? This study is not common. In all other spiritual gatherings, there is just pleasure from the ears through which they receive temporary happiness. Here you receive happiness for 21 births from the Father. Baba is the ocean of peace and happiness. We are also to receive the inheritance from the Father. Only when you do service will you receive it. So, Baba says you have to do something in order to receive something. So, if you don't imbibe virtues, don't remember Baba and finish your sins, and don't do service, then how do you claim a status? So, Baba says if you want to get something, you have to do something. This is why you should always wear your badge. We have to become full of all virtues. Check that you are not causing sorrow for anyone. Is my behavior devilish? Maya makes you do such things, don't even ask. Even those from very good homes tell Baba how Maya made them perform a sinful action. Some tell the truth, whereas others accumulate 100-fold punishment by not telling the truth. How do you incur 100-fold punishment if you don't tell the truth? It happens because when you don't tell the truth, then the falsehood multiplies. So if you hide something, if you do something and don't face it, you hide something, then there is a tendency that you repeat it very often. And because you repeat it 100 times, then this becomes the reason why you receive 1,000-fold or 100-fold punishment. So Baba says that habit then continues to increase. When you tell the Father, he will caution you. Baba says if you have committed a sin, write that down in your register and tell Baba, and half your sin will be finished. If you don't tell Baba but continue to hide it from him, you will continue to perform wrong acts. You will then become cursed, because once performing wrong acts becomes a sanskar, it becomes very difficult to get over it. By not telling the truth, instead of doing it just once, you will continue to do it 100 times over. Baba gives you very good advice, but it doesn't affect some even slightly. So Baba sometimes says, some children sit in a way that all my advice falls onto deaf ears. It is as though they continue to kick their own fortune away. They cause a great deal of damage. At the end, everyone will have a vision of what each one will become. They receive marks before they are transferred to another class. Their results are announced before they are transferred. When you go to your class, you will know your marks. You will then cry a great deal. What would you be able to do once the results have been announced? You will claim whatever is in your fortune. The Father cautions all the children. So this is caution. So we have to pay heed to caution. The Karmatit stage cannot be attained now. If you attain the Karmatit stage, you would have to shed your bodies. As yet, some sins and karmic accounts still remain, and this is why you are unable to have accurate yoga, because those sins pull you towards themselves. Just like Baba said, if you have a non-loving intellect, then you will not be able to perform the pilgrimage of remembrance. Similarly, if you have performed sins, then accurate yoga is not possible. None of you can say that you have now attained your karmatit stage. When you come closer, many signs of that will be visible. Everything depends on your stage and on destruction. When your studying is about to end, you will see that the war is standing right over your heads. So, as soon as you become complete, that it is time for the war. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost, now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana: don't be influenced by Maya and thereby have devilish behavior. Keep a register of your behavior. Do not do anything for which you will have to repent. Serve with a lot of love and humility. Become very sweet. Do not allow devilish words to emerge through your lips. Remain very cautious about the company you keep. Continue to follow Srimad. Blessing: may you have a combined Shiv Shakti form and spread the fragrance of elevated vibrations with the thoughts in your mind and your attitude. So Baba says nowadays, with the help of physical aids, they spread many types of fragrances such as rose and sandalwood into the atmosphere. In the same way, all of you have to have the combined form of Shiv Shakti and spread the fragrance of happiness, peace, love, and bliss with the thoughts in your mind and with your attitude. Every day at Amrit Vela, sprinkle like a fountain different elevated vibrations on the souls as though using rose water sprinkler. Simply put on the automatic switch of your thoughts and finish the bad odor of impure attitudes in the world. So switch on your switch of your thoughts and finish the bad odor and change the vibrations of the world. Slogan: receiving a treasured store of happiness from the bestower of happiness is a sign of his love. So Baba loves us and he gives us the treasure store of happiness as a gift and a sign of his love. Om Shanti.